They hurt you and now you can't sleep, can't focus, can't move on. Stop. Why let them control your emotions? Why let them live in your mind rent-free? Today I will give you 7 smart ways to handle those who hurt you. Without anger, without revenge, but with power and grace. This will change the way you deal with pain forever. Listen carefully, because the way you respond today will define who you become tomorrow. Pain is something everyone runs from. The moment it touches us, we start questioning. Why me? What did I do to deserve this? But have you ever stopped to ask, what is this pain trying to teach me? Because pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher. One that life assigns to those who are ready to grow, to evolve, to rise beyond what they once were. The most powerful people in this world, the ones you admire, the ones who inspire you, they didn't escape pain. They embraced it, they learned from it, and they transformed because of it. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The raw metal is hammered, burned, shaped under intense heat, and beaten again and again. If the metal had a voice, it would scream in agony, begging for the suffering to stop. But the blacksmith knows, without this process, the metal remains weak, fragile, unworthy of battle. The same is true for you. Life will put you in the fire. It will hammer you with challenges. It will push you to your breaking point. Not because it wants to see you suffer, but because it wants to see you unbreakable. Think about the people who have hurt you the most. The betrayal of a friend, the abandonment of someone you trusted, the cruel words that shattered your confidence. In that moment it felt unfair, it felt like the world was against you. But step back for a second. What did you learn? That not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. That some people love convenience, not commitment. That your peace is not something you should place in the hands of another. That lesson alone is worth every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. Because now you see the world not as you wish it to be, but as it is. And that wisdom, it will save you from greater destruction in the future. There was once a young woman who loved deeply. She gave everything to a man who promised forever. But one day he walked away without a second thought, leaving her broken. She cried, she questioned, she begged the universe for answers, and for months she saw her pain as a punishment, a curse. But then she realized this pain had given her something valuable. It showed her that she had neglected herself while giving everything to him. It showed her that love should never be one-sided, that she deserved to be chosen, not tolerated. She didn't lose in that relationship. She gained herself. And once she embraced that truth, she rose. Strong, wiser, untouchable. Look at nature. A seed must break to become a tree. A caterpillar must be confined in darkness before it transforms into a butterfly. A diamond is formed only under extreme pressure. Pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to refine you, to carve away the weakness, the illusions, the limitations that have held you back for too long. People often ask, why do bad things happen to good people? But let me ask you, who told you that struggle is bad? Who said pain is the enemy? If you never fell, how would you learn to rise? If you were never tested, how would you know your strength? You were not born to live a life of comfort. You were born to evolve, to transform, to become something greater than you were yesterday. And the only way that happens is through challenge, through hardship, through pain. There was once a farmer who had a horse. One day the horse ran away. His neighbors came and said, "What terrible luck!" The farmer simply replied, "Maybe." A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it 3 wild horses. The neighbors came again, saying, "What great fortune!" Again the farmer said, "Maybe." Later the farmer's son tried to ride one of the wild horses, but he fell and broke his leg. The neighbors pitied him, saying, "How unfortunate." The farmer still replied, "Maybe." Soon after, a war broke out, and all the young men were taken as soldiers, except for the farmer's son because of his broken leg. The neighbors were amazed and said, "What a blessing." And yet again the farmer said, "Maybe." You see, what you call suffering today might be the very thing that saves you tomorrow. What you call unfair now might be the reason you find true happiness later. The people who left you, the opportunities that slipped away, the struggles that made you question everything, one day you will look back and understand why they had to happen. Because pain is never there to punish you. It is there to prepare you. A boxer does not become strong by avoiding punches. A warrior does not become fearless by running from battle. And you will not become who you are meant to be by avoiding hardship. So, when life challenges you, when it shakes you, when it feels like everything is falling apart, stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Because the moment you change that question, you stop being a victim and start becoming something unstoppable. People will poke you, provoke you, and test you. They will say things just to get a reaction. They will insult you, betray you, leave you wondering, how could they? And in that moment, your first instinct will be to fight back, to prove your worth, to demand an explanation. But tell me, what do you gain from engaging with those who enjoy disturbing your peace? Nothing. When you argue with a fool, you become one. When you try to prove yourself to someone who is committed to misunderstanding you, you lose energy, dignity, and self-control. That is why the wisest people do not react, they detach, they walk away. They let the noise fade into silence. Imagine, you are standing in a marketplace and someone throws a stone at you. You could pick it up and throw it back. You could scream at them, demand justice, prove that you are not weak. But what happens when you engage? You lower yourself. You become part of the chaos. Now you are not just an observer, you are in the fight, wasting your energy on someone who does not deserve it. But if you simply step aside, if you let the stone fall where it may, what happens? The battle dies before it even begins. You keep your power, you move on, while they stay trapped in their own bitterness. Look at the lion. A lion does not respond to the barking of dogs. A lion does not waste its breath on insects buzzing around. It moves forward, unbothered, untouchable. That is why it is the king. But most people, the moment someone offends them, they react, they argue, they cry, they try to make people understand their pain. But in doing so, they give their power away. They let the world control their emotions like a puppet on strings. You must cut those strings. There was once a great samurai undefeated in battle. One day an arrogant young warrior challenged him. This young warrior had a reputation for taunting his opponents, provoking them, making them so angry that they lost control and made mistakes. He insulted the samurai, called him names, spat at his feet. But the samurai stood still, unshaken. Hours passed and still he did not react. Eventually the young warrior, exhausted and humiliated, left in defeat. The samurai students asked, "Master, why did you not fight?" He smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift but you do not accept it, who does it belong to?" Think about that. When people throw insults, hate, negativity at you, they are offering you a gift of anger, a gift of chaos. But if you do not accept it, if you do not respond, then who does that negativity belong to? Them, not you. You remain free, untouched, powerful. The moment you react, you accept their poison into your mind. And poison, once inside, spreads. In your daily life, you will encounter people who want to steal your peace. A toxic friend who thrives on gossip, a jealous coworker who undermines you, a bitter ex who wants to see you broken. The moment you respond, you validate them, you feed their ego. But when you detach, when you refuse to engage, you starve them of what they crave, and they are left powerless. Picture this. You are walking in the rain, and someone splashes mud on you. You have two choices. You can stand there, screaming at them, demanding they clean your clothes, or you can simply keep walking, knowing that the rain will wash it away. What is the smarter choice? In life, the more you stop to fight every battle, the more you delay your journey. The more you entertain negativity, the more it consumes you. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. The most powerful responses in life are not words, they are actions. A person who betrays you, let them go. A person who disrespects you, walk away. A person who doubts your worth, succeeds so loudly that their doubts become irrelevant. Detachment is not about being cold, it is about being wise. It is knowing where to invest your energy and where to withhold it. People will always test you. They will say cruel things. They will push your buttons just to see you lose control. But the moment you show them you are unaffected, that their words do not shake your peace, you win. Because nothing frustrates a manipulator more than someone who refuses to be manipulated. Nothing annoys an attention seeker more than being ignored. Nothing weakens an enemy more than knowing they have no power over you. A river does not argue with obstacles. It flows around them. A flame does not fight the darkness. It simply shines. The moment you master the art of detachment, you will feel something extraordinary. Peace. A peace so deep that no insult can touch it. No betrayal can break it. No storm can shake it. And that peace, that is the greatest power you will ever hold. There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize that the story you are living is not the story you dreamed of. Maybe it's filled with heartbreak, failure, betrayal, or pain that you never asked for. Maybe life threw you into a chapter that you never expected. But let me tell you something. Just because a story started one way doesn't mean it has to end that way. The power to rewrite your story is in your hands. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are the author of your future. Look around. How many people are stuck in the same story, repeating the same mistakes, carrying the same wounds? They believe their circumstances define them. They believe they have no choice but to accept the script life has handed them. But that is a lie. The only thing stopping you from becoming the person you want to be is the belief that you can't change. And the day you stop believing that lie is the day your new story begins. There was a woman who was told all her life that she was not good enough, not beautiful enough, not smart enough. She carried these words like chains around her soul, living in the shadows of her own potential. One day she stood in front of a mirror, tired of the reflection that spoke only of doubt and fear. And she made a decision. She said, "Enough. I am not what they told me I am. I am what I decide to become." That day, she rewrote her story. That day, she stopped being the victim and became the hero. And you can do the same. Most people live their lives as if they are characters in someone else's book. They follow the rules set by society, their family, their past. They wait for permission to change. But listen to me, you do not need permission. The world will not hand you a new life on a silver platter. If you want change, you must create it. If you want a new story, you must write it. No one else can do it for you. Think about a great book or movie. What makes it unforgettable? Is it a character who has everything easy, who never struggles, never fails? No, it's the one who falls and rises again. The one who refuses to let their setbacks define them. The one who, against all odds, rewrites their fate. Your life is no different. If you have been through, it means you have a powerful story to tell. If you have struggled, it means you have a reason to fight harder. Every great transformation begins with a decision. I will not be defined by what happened to me. I will be defined by what I choose to become. Think of the butterfly. It does not stay a caterpillar forever. It does not say, "This is just who I am." No, it transforms. It becomes something greater. But do you know what happens before that transformation? Darkness, struggle. It locks itself inside a cocoon where everything it once was dissolves. And from that destruction, a new form is born. A new story begins. Your past, your pain, your failures. They are not the end. They are your cocoon. And if you choose, you can break free. People will tell you that you cannot change. They will remind you of your mistakes, your weaknesses, your old self. They will try to keep you in the same story because your transformation threatens their comfort. But here's the truth. Your story is yours, not theirs. You do not need their approval. You do not need their validation. The only thing you need is the courage to turn the page. There was once a man who had failed at everything. Business, relationships, even his own dreams. He sat in the ruins of his life, convinced that he was destined for nothing more than disappointment. Then, one day, he realized something. If I keep telling myself the same story, I will keep living the same life. So, he changed the narrative. He stopped calling himself a failure and started calling himself a learner. He stopped seeing obstacles as the end and started seeing them as lessons. And that single shift in mindset changed everything. Within years, he built the life he once thought was impossible. Not because his past changed, but because his perspective did. You have to ask yourself, what story are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that you are broken, that you are unworthy, that success is for other people, not you? Because if you are, then that is the life you will continue to live. Change the story and you change your life. You were not born to live the same chapter over and over again. You were not meant to be stuck in a loop of pain, regret, and self-doubt. There is more waiting for you, but you have to reach for it. You have to take the pen back into your own hands. You have to become the person who looks in the mirror and says, this is not where my story ends. Because the truth is, the most powerful thing about your life is that you get to write it. And the best part, the next chapter is completely up to you. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who let their emotions control them, and those who master their emotions. And let me tell you something. The ones who let their emotions control them are like leaves in the wind, tossed around, never steady, never truly in control of their own lives. But those who master emotional discipline, they are the ones who rise above, who lead, who stand unshaken even in the middle of chaos. If you want to be powerful, if you want to be unbreakable, you must master your emotions before they master you. Imagine a person who reacts to every insult, every disappointment, every minor inconvenience. Someone cuts them off in traffic and they explode in anger. Someone criticizes them and they spiral into self-doubt. Someone ignores them and they feel worthless. These people are slaves to their emotions. Their mood is controlled by the outside world. And when your mood is controlled by the outside world, you are nothing more than a puppet. Your emotions pull the strings and you dance to their tune. Now think of the most powerful people you know. True leaders. Those who command respect when they walk into a room. Do you think they waste their energy reacting to every little thing? No. They understand something that most people don't. Not every action deserves a reaction. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every situation requires your emotions to be invested. The moment you learn to control your emotions instead of letting them control you, you step into a level of power that most people will never reach. Picture yourself in a heated argument. Your heart is racing. Your hands are shaking. And your mind is filled with angry words, just waiting to be unleashed. Now pause. Take a deep breath. Instead of reacting, observe. Ask yourself,